babes, booze, blood, and bunnies? This week we got a dominatrix playboy bunny serial killer. We watched Bunny with an eye. We watch it so you don't have to, so you know what time it is.
Horror, so bad it's scary. Splitting up is never okay. Plot, who needs it? Don't turn on the lights. Cars don't ever start, but that's alright. Running upstairs instead of out the door. Good acting, what do we need that for? Horrible horror, so bad it's scary. Enjoy the show, but not really.
Hey, what's up, Moon Goons? Welcome to Horrible Horror, the podcast where you watch the worst of the worst in horror movies. I'm your host, Mr. Marshall Hampton. With me, as always, my co-host, Aaron Southworth. I almost forgot your last name there for a second. I don't know why.
That'd be weird.
That would be really weird. Yeah, Aaron just said hello. He said hi.
I'm here. Hey,
He's here.
everybody.
I'm a little off my game today, but that's all right.
Is it because you're shaking? Is it because tonight is the episode 3 of Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I'm so, just itchy and jumpy with anticipation and eagerness. I'm like, I can't concentrate.
We were talking a little bit earlier about who's going to die, because motherfuckers are going to die.
Oh, yeah. Our theories, and we had a nice discussion about before.
Yeah, this is not a Game of Thrones podcast, though.
It is not, so we're going to move on.
This is Horrible Horror Podcast.
Horrible Horror Podcast. We're on all the streaming sites, pretty much, almost all of them.
Yeah, you want to do us a favor? Give us a like, give us a like, give us a like.
Give us a 5-star rating on iTunes or wherever you happen to be listening to this little gem.
Yeah.
And check out our social media and our website as well. You know all that, but this week's movie is called Bunny.
Bunny.
With an I. B-U-N-N-I.
We like the Easter theme so much, we're doing it twice.
We're doing it twice. Well, last weekend was like Easter, and then this weekend is like Orthodox Easter. So technically it's 2 Easters.
I've never heard of Orthodox Easter.
Neither have I, but that's what it says on my Google Calendar, so I'm like, whatever, go with it.
Is that like Passover?
I thought Passover was like before all that.
I don't know the Jewish holiday of Passover. I know it's around Easter. It's around the same time.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, because like I say, it can't. Yeah, if it has to be, it's certainly not anything to do with Jesus if it's Jewish.
No, it's when the...
I know what Passover is. The blood of the lamb on the door,
yeah.
Chicken or goat or whatever the hell it was.
Metallica made an awesome song, "Creeping Death," about it. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And then we actually made a comment about that during our Amok Train episode about their rubbing chicken blood on the doors.
That's right.
That was a good episode. If you haven't listened to that one, go back and listen to that one too.
Check out Amok Train. Amok don't give a fuck.
Amok do not give a fuck. Want that on his shirt. Anyway, so Bunny, B-U-N-N-I, was released on September 14th of 2013, written and directed by Mr. Daniel Benedict. You can find this movie on Amazon, YouTube, Google Play, and Tubi. There's that Tubi again. I guess this is a new thing now. It's starting to pop up more. I don't know. Just like I don't think we need another streaming service to pay. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Anyway, the cast. We're not really going to talk about anybody in the cast except for our main girl, Paige, is played by Mercedes Varble. She's still new to acting and movies. She's kind of like she's in a few shorts. She's like small, like almost like film school type stuff.
Is this her first feature film?
First feature. She did play Tila in a short He-Man fan film along with several other cast members from this movie. Alexandria Hendrick, who's in this movie as well.
I could see her being in Tila.
Alexandria Hendrick, who's in this Bunny, she plays Evelyn in the same movie.
I could see that too.
And Daniel Benedict, Luisa Torres are also in that He-Man movie, and they're in this movie as well.
Why didn't we watch that?
Because I couldn't find it, actually. I was like very curious. Like, I wanted to look this up to watch this, but I can't find it online yet. Anyway, I just gotta say I like Mercedes in this. Yes, she's very raw. We'll say that right now up front. She's raw, but I think she will get better with experience. And God damn it, she's smoking fucking hot with a killer, redonkulous body.
She is a smoke show.
She is. So I hope to see a lot more of her in the years to come. Although this is 2013. This was made, we're now in 2019. Yeah. She hasn't really done it, so not looking good. But
I don't know how much more of her you're going to see.
Yeah, unfortunately. So anyway, let's open the movie up. Let's crack this egg open. And we open with this kid playing with sidewalk chalk, drawing a picture of a woman holding a bloody knife standing over a dead guy. Now it's kind of an interesting opening. I don't mind it. It's kind of, and there's like some kid doing voiceover.
Yeah, they're doing the opening credits over this and stuff.
Again, I don't mind it. And then the reveal, you see him drawing, then they pull back and you see the big picture. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. But it's weird. Like nothing ever comes back to relate to this kid or why this kid's drawing this picture. Because this kid's like, it's a little girl, which makes it more confusing based on what stuff that comes forward. So like. Who this kid, like it never gets explained. Nothing ever comes back to this. It's just weird. So then we cut to a woman taking a shower while her kid sleeps in his bed. On the couch sits her man drinking, watching TV.
Drinking a silver bullet.
Turns out this is Jason. I didn't know the name at the time, but I remember it now. So this is Jason. After her shower, she goes into the kitchen, pours herself a glass of wine. And we see that she's got a black eye.
Is it a black eye? Because goddamn, it's the thickest makeup. It's like It looks like just way too much eye makeup.
When I first saw her, when you first see her in the shower, I saw it. I'm like, oh, she's got raccoon eyes. It's just like her eye mascara or something running.
If that was supposed, because I thought to myself, is that supposed to be a black eye? Because that's the shittiest looking black eye.
Yeah, it's
It
heavy.
just looks like she's got black hair and a lip piercing. She looks fucking gothy.
Yeah.
So I thought she's just got goth makeup on.
Yeah,
but then I noticed one of her eyes is not
exactly
like that, so I'm like, oh no, is that supposed to be?
It's like they just took like shoe polish, just wiped around her eyes, and yep, there you go.
Like, is that supposed to be a black eye? Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
That did not give me a lot of confidence.
She goes and sit on the couch next to Jason, and we can see she's really tentative about it. She's she's nervous, but she does. After a moment of silence, she speaks.
This guy is just what? God,
he is. Jason is like just eternally angry at everything. He's one gear, one lane. All the whole,
Yeah.
He's not he's a one lane road. There's no
always pissed off.
Always pissed off and angry about something. And the first thing out of her mouth when she sits down is, "Have you been cheating on me?" And I'm like, what? Not like really? That's the first thing. Not fuck you for hitting me. I'm leaving your ass or anything like this.
No,
but
it's like, and she's real timid and tentative.
Yeah, like if he just beats you, I don't see like why would you instigate like if
battered
you've been
wife
cheating on
syndrome.
me?
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, he's just like, what? No, jeez,
fuck you,
God. He was pretty much exactly the scene.
Yeah, that's the scene. And she goes on to ask him about a specific phone number that she sees on her phone bill. He denies knowing the number, says it's probably just another vendor because we do own our own business and we get lots of calls, God. So the girl, we learn now, her name's Lisa. She just won't give up. She keeps pressing. Lisa says she called the number and then asked Jason who Bunny is.
Who's Bunny?
And Jason gets even angrier, which is not really possible because always angry at everything all the time.
How he got angrier? I don't know, but he did.
And he's shouting, I don't know who Bunny is. Who the fuck cares if I've been cheating on you? What difference does it make? Great answer.
You don't give it out. You're not giving me the sex.
Yeah. She's like, quiet down. You'll wake up our son. And so Jason gets even louder now. He's like, why don't you tell him the truth that mom is just a stupid ass bitch who don't like to give it up for daddy? And at this point, we see the son spying on him through the cracked door. He's watching him. Jason goes and say that, when was the last time we fucked? When was blah, blah, blah. It's so boring. And Lisa's like, probably one of the worst things you could probably say to a drunken, abusive husband is that she basically says, you sound like a girl.
You sound like a girl. And that's it.
That's it.
That's it. How dare you? He just goes to 10. If it wasn't already at 10.
He goes, he's spinal tapping.
He's 11.
He's going to 11.
He's going to 11 now.
Because he's laying into her more. He says he's tired of her shit.
What?
Calls,
a woman? A girl?
Calls her a cunt and says he fucking hates her. He rants on about their horrible sex life. Lisa gets up to leave, and Jason stands up and just punches her in the back of the head.
Punches her. Like, cue butt rock.
Cue the butt rock. Freeze frame as she falls. Screen turns like red.
Red, blood.
Roll opening credits.
More opening credits.
And like Aaron said, the butt rock. After the credits, we jump to 18 years later.
18 years later.
And we meet our main girl, Paige, in her bathroom getting ready to go out to her Halloween party. She's dressed up as a sexy bunny. Her...
B.
Sexy, thank you, bee.
She's a bee.
She's a bee, not a bunny. Yeah, thank you. I got the bees on the brain. Getting a little confusing. Because her breasts are immaculate.
Bouncing.
Bouncing boobs of bodaciousness are just
good golly,
popping out. And They are things of beauty.
And she's hot. She's
She
got
is.
great
She's
hair,
hot.
real pretty,
Great body.
huge boobies. Yeah.
So basically, you hear her younger sister Haley telling like, "Hurry up!" On the other side of the door, I gotta get ready too, and blah blah blah. So the next scene is Paige is on her bed talking to her boyfriend Chris on the phone about the party tonight, and then we cut to Rick, our character Rick, sitting on a couch with some other dude, showing him a video of Rick of himself banging some random girl. So he's showing his buddy like his homemade sex tape,
His bang tape.
Now Rick, like Jason's already is already been established as a major asshole, but Rick is again just another like the biggest asshole you've ever seen in a movie.
This guy is such a dick.
He's such a dick. Like this douche nozzle. It's so over the top with his asshole ways that there's no way anyone in the world would actually be like
want to be around this.
Yeah,
person.
like want to be friends with this guy, but he's still like, oh, he's Mr. Cool Tough Guy. Everybody likes him, and he's like, no, but all the people do is, dude, you're such a dick. You're an ass. So like, then why are you hanging around with this guy all the time? Like,
right.
God, but I hate these type of characters.
I hate these kind of characters too because I'm cool for the suspension of disbelief and we're watching a movie of a serial killer, bunny, whatever. You're right. But it's just like when you crank it up this high, it's like there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you don't. He starts off as a hardcore dick right off the bat.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else to go with it. So it doesn't make sense for people to be around him.
Exactly.
If he's kind of like a little bit of a jerk, but he still cracks some jokes here and there.
Like if he was like at least nice, like his friend he's sitting on the couch with, or like his close, and like maybe a little asshole-ish to other people, or hey, he can be an asshole, but deep down he's you like him.
There's no redeeming quality.
He's got your back or something like that. But he doesn't. He's just asshole to every single person. There's no redeeming qualities about this guy, but yet for some reason he's Mr. Cool, and he's got everybody's hanging around this guy.
I just hate it when they do characters like that.
I know. It's like you can have the asshole, but not this much of an asshole.
When you're that hot, that quick, there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, and it's just so annoying. I'm so sick of these characters. And we see him a lot in these, especially in these B-level movies, like the really bad ones. There's always this type of character. It is not uncommon. So, which again doesn't surprise me that this guy Rick is actually played by the writer-director of the movie, Daniel Benedict, too.
That would make so much sense.
It does not make much sense. Yeah, makes so much sense. So after they finish watching the sex tape, Rick puts it in a drawer with several other sex tapes.
So he's got their names on it, like Jenny,
Chubby Girl,
Chubby Girl, that was a good one.
Nikki, Ashley,
just names filled.
So, and he's talking to his friends about his Halloween plans. The random girl from the sex tape comes out of the bedroom, and Rick again just being asked, he's pissed off that she's still here. He's like,
should be
why are you fucking here?
She's like, oh, party, let's go to the party. Yeah,
he's like, fuck you, it ain't happening. No, get out of here.
Yeah. So.
And while he's bitching with her, he orders his other friend to take her home. He's like, get up and take her home. Get out of here with her. And the guy's like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he gets a call on his cell phone from another girl, one of his bang buddies, Nikki, who he ignores the call. He doesn't answer it. The phone rings again. This time it's his actual girlfriend, Ashley. He answers the phone. They talk about the Halloween party. Cut to said Halloween party, packed with people in costumes, drinking, rocking out to some band that's playing.
So that butt rock in the beginning, I'm sure it's the same band.
I don't think I think the band playing here is just a band for show. I don't think they're a real band.
I don't know. The guy looked like he was playing the drums. He looked like he knew what he was doing.
Well, I don't think it's hard to mimic playing drums.
Anyway, it's kind of funny because it just felt like, hey, we know this band. Let's put him in our movie. I bet it's exactly that's what it was.
I don't know.
Do you notice the bass player was wearing a hockey mask?
I was about to comment. I was just about to say in my notes. I will say I dig the girl bass player just as sexy Jason.
Yeah, very much. But remember also in Stabbed in the Face, the guy who was in the Poos also wore a hockey mask, a Jason mask, while he was playing.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he wore a hockey mask because he was one of the main characters. He was I forget the name of the character, but he was one of the main characters. He was the jock with the Letterman's jacket.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't realize that.
No, you said it in the trivia.
Did I?
Yes.
I don't remember, but all right.
We've done 161 episodes.
Some things are going to get a little lost. Yeah. Anyway, sexy Jason bass player was cool. I liked her. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Ashley meets up with Paige and Chris. Meanwhile, we see Rick sitting at a table talking to Nikki about why he hasn't called her back. She straight up offers to take him back to her place And as more of an incentive, she's going to give him roadhead on the way back.
Dude, what is it with this guy?
Yeah. He's not even like that good looking.
His dick must taste like pie.
I guess.
I swear to God, because he's just banging chicks left and right, and they're fucking falling over themselves. To get a hold of his
panties, they just explode off their bodies.
And now this makes so much more sense that he wrote this.
Yeah.
That he
put himself in this role. Yeah.
What an asshole.
So Rick's like all set to take her up on her. He's like, yeah, let's get out her. But then he glances over and sees a guy dressed like Hulk Hogan talking to his girlfriend, Ashley. This pisses off Rick because he can do whatever the fuck he wants, but heaven forbid a man talk to his woman. So he gets up, chases off Hulk Hogan, and then lays into Ashley for just talking to the guy. And Ashley, she's a cute girl, but she is like a stereotypical dumbass high school girl who's got like daddy issues or something.
Perfect bimbo.
Yeah, you know? She's dumb and she's like, he was talking to me, I wasn't talking to him.
Real airhead.
But it's like desperate for attention. Like she will put up with anything to make the guy happy.
Right.
So,
and she is cute. I like her.
No, she's cute. Yeah, and she's dressed like sexy Red Riding Hood. So we cut to our four main characters now walking down a dark alleyway or walk path or somewhere. And they come to what essentially is an old detached garage, which Chris says is now closed down costume and sex shop called Wild Flings.
Wild Flings.
And like I said, it's clearly just a detached garage with a garage door and a door.
Yeah,
call this thing a shop or a store is fucking ridiculous.
Pretty ludicrous. Yeah.
It's insane to think that this would ever be a shop.
Yeah, it's just a fucking warehouse.
Yeah, it's not even a warehouse. It's just a garage.
Yeah, it's like a very nondescript, large garage, small warehouse.
Yeah, somebody has in their backyard, like a two-car garage that stands alone, made out of like cement cinder block bricks and just with a metal door. So
and he is jazzed.
He's so jazzed.
He is jazzed to see this.
He's
Chris,
like, oh, this is awesome. He wants to break in and check the place out. Paige on the hand. She's like, no, I'm not really feeling it. Let's get out of here.
So Chris
is a dopey looking chubby guy.
Yeah, he's kind of chubby. He's dressed like a Ninja Turtle. Or he's wearing a Ninja Turtle t-shirt.
It's a t-shirt that, it's not like it's one of those turtles that makes you like a shirt that makes you.
It's got the shell
It's
on
like
the
a
back.
tuxedo shirt.
Yeah, it's got the shell in the back and the front, and he's wearing a red bandana, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's got a southern accent, and I noticed a couple other people's southern accents peek through here and there. So,
I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah,
okay.
there's some southern accents going around here. I'm like, okay, I wonder where this is filmed.
I don't know. That's one thing I don't know, and I didn't pick up on the southern accents. I missed.
So I did look it up because I was very curious. Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
This was shot in Kentucky. I think this is one of our first Kentucky horror movies. Huh? Yeah. Kentucky horror. So.
So anyway, up comes this homeless guy with his shopping cart. Now, the homeless guy is our cliche doomsayer, warning them about the dangers of this place, and it's cursed and blah, blah, dangerous, get out of here.
And he's wearing a wig.
A wig,
Why is he wearing a wig? Like a costume store wig.
Yeah, it's like this long blonde wig. Like, really?
Why the fuck is he wearing that?
I don't know.
That's such a weird choice. He didn't have to do that at all.
No homeless guy. You don't need a long, and it's not even like dirty hair. It's like nice and clean.
Looks like it came right out of the package.
Yeah, they still got the package through on this actor and said, hey, all right, you're a homeless guy.
I mean, homeless guys are
just
weird.
Just put on a dirty cat hat or like a wool, like one of those wool.
He's got a wool hat on.
Yeah, just put the hat on. You don't need the long blonde wig. You don't need the rocker wig. So anyway, asshole Rick threatens the homeless guy and chases him off, and Chris goes back to trying to break into the store. And now we cut to a very drunk Nikki being driven home by her brother, Hulk Hogan. She's talking about how she wants to fuck Rick, and she wants his cock, and
she's taking pills and drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's a classy one right there. That's the old Appalachian special right there.
So they just happen to pass our main group as they're outside Wild Things. They're driving down the road and they happen to pass them. Nikki shouts out the window as they roll by. Rick rips the final board off the door, and into the garage they all go. Now, I will say here, the filmmakers did at least attempt to make some sort of effort to make the garage look like a store, at least the first room of the store,
like
anyway.
An abandoned store.
Yeah, because but the rest, it's just a dirty, abandoned garage or warehouse. That's all it is.
You know, it's funny because they did show a whole bunch of, like, they were, like, panning around and showing products. Like, here's some old dusty wigs. Here's some old packages. Here is a bunch of Masters of the Universe collectibles.
Thank you. I have those in my notes, too.
Yes, and I was like, I was like, that's awesome. And now I find out that they did a Masters of the Universe fan film.
Yeah.
So I was like, no shit.
Yeah, so basically you see all this piping running over, the ceilings all over the place. The walls are just cement bricks with interior walls and most of the walls aren't even walls. They're just like wall frames, like just the wooden skeleton bones of a wall, basically.
Did you notice the H2O product also?
Yeah, and they have like tape over a lot of
like color out Jamie Lee Curtis's eyes.
Yeah, they had to color out her eyes. And like there's like a Darth Vader costume. They put tape over like Darth Vader. They can tape up all this stuff.
This is pretty funny.
Yeah, and then like I said, this is supposed to be like a sex toy porn / costume shop. Like Aaron said, also apparently sells kids toys because there's a whole rack of Masters of the Universe He-Man toys. So it's like I don't know what this store is supposed to be or what. It's a really weird place. Anyway, Chris pretty much instantly disappears, but pops up shortly after for a jump scare. I'm gonna breeze through some of this, because a lot of the stuff at this point doesn't really matter.
The movie's only 114.
It's short, yeah. It's
1
a
hour,
short movie.
14 minutes, but man, it feels long.
Chris is loving the place and all the costumes that were left behind.
Yeah, he's jazzed.
Rick finds some old VHS porn as well. And then they all hear footsteps coming from above them, which again is comical considering that the building doesn't even have a second floor when you see it from the outside. It's just a garage. So where are these footsteps coming from? I guess somebody's walking around the roof at night.
You know what? You're right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Shit, you're right.
We cut back to Nikki yelling and ranting about Rick and Ashley in the car. She demands that her brother take her back to Rick and the others.
I want to fuck Rick.
I want to fuck that bitch up and I want to phone Rick.
Yeah, she wants to fight.
She wants to fight Ashley,
his girlfriend,
for no reason, just other than the fact that he's dating her.
Oh, pure. This is good. Mwah, trash here. Yeah. This is top shelf.
Yeah, Ashley's done absolutely nothing wrong in this entire movie, but Nikki wants to beat her ass for no reason whatsoever.
Smoky Mountain slut.
So Hulk Hogan refuses to drive her back, but he does end up pulling over and lets Nikki out, so she walks back towards the others. We jump back to Rick and Ashley. Now. We haven't really I thought I would comment on it by now, but we haven't. But the acting, it's atrocious. I mean, it's bad. Let's get that out of the way.
It's pretty bad.
But holy fuck does Ashley take it to a whole next level of atrocious. She may be the worst in this movie. Her and Nikki. Well, I don't know. Jason's bad too. He just yells and they all suck. But Ashley's so bad. So bad. Anyway, Rick and Ashley, they're off alone. And they kiss a bit, and then Rick basically just forces Ashley to drop to her knees and give him a BJ right there.
Again, he's just like, hey, be real cool if you, suck my dick. And she's like, really? What if someone walks in? She's like, then they walk in. She's like, whatever.
Fine.
She's got the whitest fucking teeth.
She does have nice teeth.
Beautiful white chiclet.
Really good
teeth.
dental hygiene. Yeah. Great teeth.
Must be something to that sperm, man.
Yeah, I'm about to say the same thing.
Some sort of like crest whitening strip jizz.
It's loaded like crest whitening. So once the rather short BJ is over, Rick leaves to go find a place to piss. Meanwhile, Paige and Chris are wandering around elsewhere. They take a seat on some stairs while talking about how they have plans to go to Paige's house tomorrow to meet the parents or do something with the parents. This leads Paige to ask Chris, when is she going to get to meet his mom? And Chris is like, I don't know, soon. And Paige countered.
He says, mom hasn't been the same since.
Well, yeah.
Since my dad died. Or
yeah, that's basically. She's like, yeah. Paige says, we've been dating for 6 months. Are you trying to hide me or something? Like, why haven't I met your mom? And I'm like, which that makes me fucking laugh. Because if anything, it should be the other way around, that she should be hiding his chubby ass. Because there's no way, if I was Chris and dating a girl like her, I would not be, I'd be like fucking, that'd be trophy wife shit. I'd be like broadcast to the world, here everybody, look who I got, check this out. There would be no hiding. But I could totally understand if Ashley would be like, yeah.
From the highest bluffs of the Smoky Mountains, you'd be calling it out.
Yep. And it would make sense for Ashley, like, yeah, we're not going to, you're going to stay over here in the dark corner until I come get you. Because that's what it should be. But
he kind of looks like is Ozzy from the Leprechaun movies, like a younger version of Ozzy, like a 20-something Ozzy. Because he's got kind of like light brown or almost reddish hair, and he's kind of got the same goofy, dopey build, and he's kind of heavy set.
Maybe, a little bit.
Like a younger version of him.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So basically Ozzy from Teen Wolf then.
He's not as fat, but yeah.
He's not as fat, but yeah.
Because his name was Chubbs in Teen Wolf.
Oh, 80s were so PC, man.
Did not give a fuck.
Come
on, Chubbs.
I love the 80s. Anyway, so Chris goes on to say, something about his crazy. He's crazy about her being Paige, but his mom has been kind of weird since the dad died and all that stuff. They end up making out, and then we cut back to Rick wandering around alone. So again, goddamn, this fucking Chris bastard lockdown keeps making out with this smoking out girl. Rick's wandering around alone. He finds an old toilet to piss in. Again, why is there a toilet in here? Who knows? But
that's not so.
His cell phone rings. It's Nikki. He ignores the call. He then hears noises in the dark, which he thinks is Ashley coming to, I guess, find him or something. He drops his cell phone, and when he bends down, he gets to pick it up. He gets grabbed from behind by our killer. And what we see is quite possibly the worst throat-cutting scene ever put on film.
And it was close up.
Super close up, which makes it even worse.
Super tight on the neck, and you see this blade going across his neck.
The problem is, it's a large, it's a traditional large kitchen knife, the Mike Myers knife.
Right.
Which is fine and all. It's pretty standard, but what makes it so bad is how they use the knife. Because it's not the sharp cutting edge or the blade of the knife that they're going to, what you would use to slit somebody's throat with that they use. No, they use like the flat part of the blade, like they're spraying butter on his neck or something like that.
And that's basically what they did.
Because they probably just put like the fake blood on the flat side of the knife and just rubbed it across, like the spread.
Drug it across because there's this big jelly-like substance that just starts coming onto it. It just looks like she's spreading it across his neck.
Yeah, she's spreading the blood like butter. She's spraying butter on his neck.
It's very clearly being spread across his neck instead of like a slice.
It looks horrible.
And it wouldn't be that big a deal if it was far away or further away shot. But it's not the neck fills the screen.
Yeah, it's all neck and knife, and you see it's just like the flat side of the knife that there's rubbing. It's so horrible. It's just like the worst neck slit I've ever seen. However, the kill does get better from here.
Because she's not done.
She is not done. The killer pushes Rick up against the wall while he's coughing and gagging on his own blood. She reaches down, grabs his dick, pulls it taut.
And you see it.
And you see her
grab dick and pull it out.
And then cuts it off with the knife.
And just starts like sawing the dick off.
Oh,
Just cutting into it. And that looks good.
We're going to come right back there.
That looks pretty good.
Still not satisfied. She shoves the severed dick down Rick's throat. That's the kill. Now, I'm glad you said that because I thought the same thing. That looks good. The dick cutting looks great. The dick capitation is like God.
Oh, and you see it.
And you see it all in all of its glory. So I'm like, they make that look good, but they make the simplest effect of a neck slice look absolutely terrible.
That did not look good.
Like it should be the other way around. Like the simple thing should be at least be good, and then like something like a dick cut could be a little more. Could look worse. I get because that's not.
So if you were going to give this kill a letter grade, would it be a C? Because it got an F for the throat slice, but an A for the dick capitation.
Yeah, like the average.
So it just evens out as like
a C plus maybe.
I'll give it a C plus for the stuffing it into his mouth.
That's a little extra credit.
What a great way for that type of character to die, because he's the guy who's like the womanizer, the total douchebag son of a bitch. Cut his dick off, shove it down his mouth. Mwah.
Yeah, perfect way for
How many chef's kiss can I do? Mwah, mwah, mwah. It was great.
Great kill overall. Just the knives. It's the worst. So we cut back to Paige and Chris still making out on the stairs while being watched from the distance. The two of them end up having sex on the stairs, but sadly no titties are seen.
Oh, I know.
It's so disappointing.
I know. It's like you see her take her shirt off. You see her from the back.
You see her take her bra off.
You're like, I'm like, here it comes.
Here we go. And nope. And that's it. And then we see, meanwhile, Ashley's wandering around in the dark by herself. We jump back to drunk Nikki arriving at the storefront. She stands out front yelling for Rick and to bring his bitch out here so she can beat her up. And so getting no response, she throws up and then she heads.
Dude, the throw up is awesome.
It's awesomely bad because it's the blatantly time where they just put they taped a tube to the cheek, a hose to her cheek, and just like,
and it's just shooting out. She's like,
Yeah, it's just a hose on the
side. It's the kind of stuff they use on Saturday Night Live
exactly.
for like the comic value of a throw up. And they're using it here, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a really bad throw. But she throws up and she heads inside the garage, sex shop, whatever. Back to Ashley. She bumps into a mannequin for a jump scare, but then immediately gets stabbed in the back of the head by a large kitchen knife. It just stabs her through the back of the head. She doesn't die instantly from this. No, she reaches back like with her hands and kind of grab the knife while screaming in pain.
Which I kind of liked.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
Now with her mouth wide open, the killer stabs Ashley in the mouth with another knife. So with her head looking like a pincushion, a knife in the front, a knife in the back, Ashley finally collapses dead on the cold concrete floor. And again, I gotta say, I kind of loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Like, that
kill.
was fun. That was a great kill. Like, that was like a 1-2 combo. It looked great. So Nikki's stumbling around in the drunk calling out for Rick. You know, she's up in like the main room, like the front room. And she just gets stabbed in the stomach.
Yeah,
like
this. So this Bunny is making quick work.
Just
like hopping around.
Yeah, she is bunny hopping all over the place, man. Just boof, boof. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. So yeah, the chick is screaming out, "Come on, motherfucker!" She's still got her booze, and she gets stabbed in the stomach.
I love her reaction to this,
and she is
so much
screaming and screaming and screaming.
Oh, it's not just the screaming, but you're totally right. I love this reaction. Like,
and she
go on.
She just saws her, kind of like starts sawing.
Before that, okay, yeah, but you're right. She gets stabbed in the stomach. And she's screaming and screaming, but what makes it so comical is that it's that while she's screaming and being stabbed, she's like shaking like a Polaroid picture. She's just like, I don't know how else to say. She's like she's being tasered. She's like, you can't see what I'm doing, but like the way
bad you can't see
the way she just stands there shaking like she's being electrocuted or something.
And she's still got her booze.
And she's still got the booze, and she's screaming. And then all of a sudden, just her intestines just fall out of her.
It's such a quick, fast shot.
Like, and you don't even really see the saw. It's like stab, and then the knife comes out, and intestines just fall out everywhere.
And intestines, quote unquote, intestines.
Yeah,
just looks like a bunch of wadded up cloth that's been soaking in fake blood.
Yeah,
and they had it in a 5-gallon bucket and just went splat, just threw it on the floor.
Yeah,
because it's so much.
Yeah,
there's just so much shit that just goes. And I was like, whoa! And they cut it fast.
They did cut fast. Yeah, like, we don't want you looking in that one.
Yeah, because it just looked like a bunch of rags tied up in a tube kind of things. Just so they just threw it on the ground.
100%. I bet that's what they did. And then she falls over. She's dead. She's done. Going back to Chris and Paige, who have finished their little fuck break.
Yeah, you see her walking back, zipping up that top on her.
And it just makes you cry because you see like, they weren't out now. We don't get to see. Oh,
putting him away.
Put him away.
Fat fuck got to see him.
Yeah, exactly. That fat dope. And Ashley's like, okay, we got to get out. It's time to go. Enough.
She's like, I'm done.
Yeah, so they head off to find Rick and Ashley, and they stumble upon like a dirty but obviously lived-in makeshift bedroom in this place.
Got a mattress, a lamp, a TV, and a DVD player. Hey man, you can't live like a total savage.
Yeah, well, Paige is adamant about getting out of this place because she's like, someone obviously lives here because, again, DVD player and TV and electricity.
Mattress,
Chris thinks it's cool, and he wants to stay. And he finds the DVDs, which he hopes might be porn. So let's watch the porn now. And he starts putting them in the DVD player to watch. So Paige and Chris stand back, watch an old home movie featuring Jason and Lisa from way back in the day.
The beginning of the movie.
Yeah, or from the characters from the beginning of the movie, but we don't know when. Yeah, we don't know when the movie. It's between. Well, never mind. It's between the scene that opens the movie and where the movie. The 18 years later picks up.
I think it's just a few days after.
It probably is just a few days.
Yeah, because they reference.
They do.
They reference the fight.
But you obviously think, she's been abused more than once. So but yeah, it's probably a few days later. So where was it? Okay. In this video, Lisa tells Jason that she has a surprise for him and makes him follow her to another room. She sits him down in a chair and seems to start giving him a blowjob. And he's like, "Oh, baby, I'm sorry for the other day. You just make me so mad. I can't. You bring it on yourself."
Yeah,
but,
this is where they reference the fight.
Yeah. And she, Lisa brings her head up, and then we cut her, and we see her putting on a black lace-up corset, and she tells Jason to take his shirt off. Lisa comes back in a frame wearing the black leather corset, fishnet stockings, high heels, a black bow tie, and black bunny ears. So she's basically a dominatrix Playboy bunny.
Yeah, very good. She is very much a dominant. Yeah, perfect.
She's just missing
perfect.
the tail.
There's
no
she's
tail.
missing the puffy black tail. It'd be,
yeah. So she ties Jason's arms together behind him, and then she takes off his pants, ties his feet to the chair, and blindfolds him.
So he is completely tied to this chair.
Yeah, still not done. She pulls out duct tape and tapes his mouth shut.
Yeah, and this is where he starts to panic. He's like, whoa, brr, brr, brr.
Now she pulls out a syringe filled with some kind of liquid and injects it straight into his dick. Which instantly makes Jason all sorts of loopy.
So they're watching this on a DVD.
On a DVD.
So what kind of effects was she using? Because when he gets injected with, I'm guessing it's heroin, because he starts going, ugh, and it's like whenever he's moving his head around, it's like, and there's several different camera angles.
Let me get through this. Let me get through this first, because I have a big comment about that. Yeah, that's a point I want to make up. Yeah. So next she pulls out her Lady Bic razor and removes like the safety bar from it.
Yeah.
And she uses the razor to skin off a chunk of Jason's forehead skin.
Again, doesn't look bad.
Not bad. Nope, not that bad. And then out come the pliers, which she uses along with a small knife to cut off one of Jason's nipples.
Yeah, she clamps down, pulls it out,
and saws off
it off, and he's screaming the whole time. Again, looks pretty good.
Very low budget. Yeah. At this point, we go back to Paige, who is even more insistent about leaving. Chris tells her, hey, this is just some cheap B movie. People make these things all the time. Don't worry about it.
I don't think this is fake, man. I think this is a snuff film.
Paige isn't buying it, but she's like, whatever. She ends up waiting with him to finish the movie.
I do like how awkwardly Chris is standing, because you can tell he's got to be in frame also. Like, the chick who plays Mercedes, what's her? I did the
Mercedes Varble.
Yeah, but what's the actor character's name?
Oh, Paige.
Paige is standing there normal. She's got her arms crossed, and Chris is like turned to the side and like leaning in kind of awkwardly because he has to stay in frame, because I think if he just stood he'd take up too much screen. It looks so unnatural.
So they go back to the movie. Lisa tells Jason that she paid his precious little bunny a visit the other day, and Lisa pulls a large piece of cardboard away to reveal a bloody and naked dead body of Bunny, the prostitute or stripper or whatever.
The guy he was cheating on her with.
Yeah. So next,
the girl he was cheating on her with.
Yeah. Next, Lisa rolls out a TV and VCR and plays a video for Jason, which she makes him watch. So now we're watching a movie within a movie within a movie.
Of course.
This one shows us Lisa as a very young child and her child molesting dad, basically. Because he's like, hey, you gotta give daddy his sugar. And it's really creepy messing.
Like, I didn't understand what I was watching.
I don't either. I don't get this at all. So
I didn't get this either.
But now here's where I want to come back to what I think you were getting at. Is like, I couldn't help but wonder who the fuck was actually standing there videotaping the dad telling his little girl he needs his sugar. Because it's clearly meant to be a whole video. So who the fuck is recording and letting this happen? Because the camera angle changes, so it's been edited. Editing. Somebody watched a dad basically molest his daughter.
Or talk about molesting his daughter.
And then edit it together, and then kept it somewhere for Lisa to find later to play for Jason now. And then the video she made with Jason, where she's torturing and killing him.
Same thing.
It has multiple cameras. So who's operating the camera for Lisa?
Special effects.
Who's there? Who's doing this editing? There's a mystery third party somewhere that's videotaping all this stuff.
I don't want to be part of this, but I just love amateur editing. It's my passion.
So we go back to Jason and Lisa. She now pulls out his dick, screams, "Fuck you, you motherfucker. I hate you." Then smashes his cock and balls with a mallet.
Dude, I thought it was just his balls. I thought it was just his balls. Pulls out his balls and gets his fucking hand like a fucking mallet.
Yeah.
And when she smashes them, they look so ridiculous.
They do.
We
said a lot of the effects have been pretty good, but this is a weird one. This is like doesn't play.
Ball bag just looks so weird. I can't. It's hard to describe.
Like if you smash somebody's balls with a mouth, they would explode. Like there would be the white goo. Like it would literally explode.
You'd shatter those testicles.
Yeah. This just looks like like a stress ball. Like you squeeze it and like it's mouth shaping like a stress ball.
Yes.
Like it doesn't
It's got like the weird blue veins in it.
Yeah, but
the balls are so white and the veins are so blue. It just looks so weird.
And then but when they smash it, like I say, it's like you trying to smash a stress ball. So it
just goes.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
So at this point, Paige has had
huge. The guy's got giant balls,
like elephantitis or something like that.
The biggest balls,
John Merrick balls or something. It's a Paige has had enough. She goes to shut off the DVD player, but before she can reach it, the power goes out. Paige demands that they leave now, and that's when the door to the bedroom they're in closes and gets barred shut from the other side. And when I say door, I mean flimsy piece of pegboard.
Yeah.
Which they could easily break through.
Yeah. Chris is a pussy.
This isn't even on hinges. It's like an opening and they put a board in front of it.
Slid a board in front of it.
And like, gotcha.
It's like, oh no, pegboard.
So Chris and Paige think this is Rick just being an asshole. And they're like, hey, Rick, come on, let us out. Just stop it. This is dumb. Now we cut to a local cop sitting in a squad car eating donuts. Just so happens to be parked right across the street from the sex shop. And he notices that the front door has been broken into. So he's like, hey, he rattles it in. I'm going to go check this out. He gets out to go to investigate. Meanwhile, Paige and Chris are still calling out for Rick. Paige pulls out her cell phone but can't get it to work all of a sudden. But even though earlier they had cell phone service, I think. Because Rick's phone rang when he was pissing.
Yeah.
So now, but suddenly she doesn't have cell phone service.
Again, different servers. That's the only thing I can think of. My phone for the AT&T works here, but maybe your phone with Sprint doesn't work here. Whatever.
Yeah.
That shit happens.
And she's like, Chris, get your cell phone call. And she's like, oh, I can't.
I left my phone at the bar.
Yeah,
oh, no.
Oh, crap. I left it sitting on the table.
And you can tell, like, his acting is so bad.
Everybody's acting, but Chris is really bad. Like, I don't know what audition process they had.
I don't
for
think
this.
they had one.
But you're telling me this is the best you could get for your basically leading man in this movie is a dopey, chubby guy who can't act.
I think it's like a collection of buds who are able to convince some really hot chicks to do this.
I think so too. Like the guy who played Hulk Hogan, Nikki's brother, was by far a better actor. He should have been. Yeah. He should have been Chris.
Yeah,
that would have made more sense. And Chris could have been the dopey Hulk Hogan, Nikki brother character.
Yeah.
That would make more sense. But so anyway, the cop enters a sex shop. He finds Nikki's dead body in a pool of blood with her intestines all over the floor.
Yeah, he's like, hello, hey, wake up, you okay?
Thank you. This schmuck thinks she's still alive. I mean, you clearly see she's lying in a pool of blood. Her intestines and innards are all completely out of it. They're all over the place. She's not moving.
He's like shaking her shoulder.
Hello, miss, you awake? Hello, you okay?
Taking her pulse.
What dumbass cop? Even I would look at him like, yeah, she's dead.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, shit.
Get on the fucking horn.
Yeah, but nope. We see our killer pick up a sledgehammer, which he uses to bash the cop in the back of the head, which that alone should kill anybody. But
big explosion of blood.
So you think he's dead.
He falls forward on his face.
The killer takes the cop's gun, who's still alive, and she shoots him in the back of the head with it, killing him.
That did it.
Hearing the gunshot, Paige begins to really freak out. The power comes back on, and we see the board that was barring the door shut gets pulled away. So again, this killer is like the fucking Flash.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler. She is all over the place, and stealthily too, not making a sound unless I guess she wants to be heard because they heard her high heels clacking earlier.
Yeah, they show her fucking shoes. She's got these giant fucking heels, platform style boots,
like black heels.
Platform boot.
They're not
heels,
boots. They're straight up heels, but yeah,
they're like platform. They're like giant.
They're thick. It's a good 6-inch heel. Yeah, at least. So anyway, Chris didn't. Now with the board gone, Chris is only a man because he kicks down the door, or the pegboard, I should say, which easily could have been done a while ago, and they exit the bedroom.
I have legs. I forgot I could do this.
I forgot. I'm a grown man. I could have arms and legs.
Probably smash a pegboard pretty easily. Yeah.
Or just move it aside because there's not on hinges. So the two of them walk through the dark, unfinished basement, shouting out for the others. They come to a stop when Paige hears the sound of metal scraping. Shortly after, she hears the sounds of heels clicking. Paige breathes a sigh of relief thinking, oh, it's just Ashley. So Paige walks around the corner, finds Ashley's dead bloody body hanging from a rope.
It's been strung up. She's strung up by her neck.
Yep.
The knives are out of her head.
Yeah. No, because they show close and the knife's still in her mouth.
Was it?
Maybe not from it might be a continuity mistake because the far shot when you see the body, I didn't see me there, but when they do a close up of it, you can see the blade of the knife still sticking out of her mouth.
Yeah, I thought it was out. Anyway, she's hanging there.
No, I don't blame it because when you first see it, I think it's just a continuity mistake.
Okay.
They messed up in editing or something.
She's bleeding, dead, and that's when it's like, okay, that's when Paige starts screaming.
Yeah,
and
Paige freaks the fuck out. Chris tries to comfort her and leads her to an exit door. Of course, the door won't open. Now they start hearing footsteps coming from above them again, which, again, I don't...
Magically above them.
Where they are in this space and time in this building is beyond me now. It's like an MC Escher picture or something, because when you see from the outside, it's just clearly a garage with one floor, one-story garage, no roof. But now, apparently, they're up and down. It's got like 2 or 3 floors.
It's huge.
It's massive.
Yeah.
It's a TARDIS or whatever. Yeah, it's a... fuck it. So Chris tells Paige that they have to go back the way they came in order to find another exit door. And Paige's like, I don't want to go, but we have to. There's no other choice. Yeah. We have to go this way.
We got to go back through the death scene to get out of here.
And next comes a really bad editing moment where we just jump to Paige telling Chris that she wants to give up and that she can't go on anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, we're going. And then just hard cut, boom, and they walk into a room. Like
they walk in the frame, and she's like, "I can't do this anymore. I just want to give up." It's like, what?
Yeah, it's the worst editing job in this movie, and it's one of the worst editing jobs we've seen in a while. It's really, really bad, and like, it's the worst. And the
scene doesn't make sense either.
What?
The scene doesn't make sense.
No,
either.
it doesn't, because Paige is like, this bitch is acting like she's been walking through the Sierra Desert for days without water when she's been walking through like a basement for like an hour. And it's like, I can't go on. I just don't have the will to go on. I can't do it. Like,
and
what do you mean you can't do it?
You gotta do it. You gotta keep going. Come on, we're gonna get out of here.
You gotta pull your shit together.
Chris is like rallying her and like, okay.
But it doesn't make any sense because it's not like it's not like he's been chased and hunted all night long. Like they haven't
even seen the killer.
They've seen one body and one locked door, and she's like, oh, I can't go on. Oh my god. It's horrible. Yeah. It's the worst scene in this movie. So Paige checks her cell phone again. This time the battery dies when the screen goes black, we see the reflection of our killer, which is a nice shot actually.
It's a cool shot.
So it goes from like the worst scene ever. It's like this great
to a great scare.
To a great scare. Yeah. The only problem is then when Paige turns around to scream, we see the killer is now on the other side of the room.
Yeah, she's pretty far away.
She's like, and not behind Paige, which makes zero sense.
She's like, scare him now, back up.
Yeah, it's like, gotcha, and then poof, back to the other side of the room. It's again, it doesn't make any sense. It's
it was a great scare, but then when they showed her, it's like, oh, she
should be right behind Paige, like reach out and like blow on her neck closed. Now she's not. Now she's like 10 feet away on the other side of the room. Anyway. Our Playboy Bunny killer is welding a machete now and wearing a white mask with blackened eyes and black lipstick, which, again, I like it. I love the look.
It looks cool.
It looks really cool. I really do like this. Paige runs, and Bunny stalks after her. We cut to Chris and Paige trying to get a door open but can't. So Paige starts looking around for something to use as a weapon, and while she's looking around, Chris's cell phone begins to ring. That's odd.
Yeah.
Paige is shocked and confused by this.
Because Chris said he left his phone at the bar.
I left it at the bar. So what gives? She demands to see his phone. Chris is like, no, you don't need to see it. And
he's like, just like every man. Man, she was, I don't think you're going to check my phone.
Yeah, but he doesn't put much on. He's like, no. And she just like basically reaches and takes it out of his pocket. He does not try very hard at all to stop her. He just basically lets it happen. And then she gets the screen, and on the screen she sees a text it says from mom, and reads, keep her in that room, I'll be right there. So, I didn't see this coming. She looks up at Chris, who looks at her with dead eyes, and then over to something else. And then when Paige turns to look, there's Playboy Bunny standing there with a rope and a bat. So I don't know what, I guess she gave up on the machete and somewhere and just picked up a bat. Paige turns back to Chris, who just shrugs his shoulders and then grabs her. Playboy Bunny hits Paige with the bat, knocking her out, blackout.
So, hold on. So Bunny is the mother of Chris.
Bunny is Lisa.
Yes. Bunny is Lisa, the mother of Chris.
Yes.
So that's where now we get it's starting to all come full circle.
Yeah.
But Bunny's also running around keep her. She's sending him text messages. At the same time.
She's going around killing everybody and sending Chris text messages. Where is she keeping her? We never see her phone. Where's her phone at? There's no. She doesn't have pockets. She's wearing a fucking corset, a thong, high heels.
Pops into her boob.
I guess she stuffs a dollar bill down the corset. Like, her phones and her stuffed it against her boob or something. That's the only way that makes sense.
It's just such a corny thing.
Yeah, I didn't think about it, but you're right. It's totally cheesy.
She chases him off and she's like, "Oh God, okay, they went in that room. Hold on, let me get out my phone.
Let me get my phone.
Hey, sweetie." Keep her in the room. I'm on my way. Got to pick up some groceries.
Don't fill up, but yeah, make it dinner tonight. Love you.
It's kind of funny
bye.
too. It's they show the screen and it is only one text.
It is.
It's not like a series because whenever you open up your text message, it shows the entire conversation you've had with that person.
So this is the first message she sent in.
The first message she's ever sent
to him. Well, granted, he could have deleted the other ones. He could have.
It's just funny.
Yeah, I know. I 100% agree with you. It's such an odd, weird thing. So Paige wakes up tied to a chair with duct tape over her mouth.
And I don't know what they did to her, but man, they must have just drug her through the field outside because she's just dirty, sweaty, and covered in dirt.
I know. I was going to say the same thing. Thank you for bringing that up.
Covered in dirt and her makeup's all ruined.
She's like pristine before this. She's pristine.
She is what she was, primed, came back from party, smoke show hot.
Yeah, smoke show hot.
Smoke show hot. And then they knock her out, and I guess they take her out in the back and they just roll around the driveway.
Or drag the caveman by the hair through dirt or something, face first, I guess, through dirt.
She's filthy.
And she's filthy, and they tie her up, duct tape her mouth.
She's all sweaty,
Bunny/Lisa is standing in front of Paige when she comes to. Bunny walks away as Chris walks up, tells Paige, "Hey, I'm sorry, it just has to be this way. See, I told you my mom just hasn't been the same since Dad died. You and me are just too close. You just end up hurting me anyway."
Yeah, and this is where he's supposed to be kind of crazy, intense, and staring at her. And I thought for a second he almost had it, but he just again falls flat. I felt like he was kind of getting close to being kind of crazy and creepy, but it just doesn't. He's still kind of a doofy kind of.
Yeah, I didn't see. I didn't even. I know he's probably trying to be that, but I didn't get crazy. He's like, to me, he's just like matter of fact. There's no acting. He's just hey, this is the way it is. Blah blah blah. Which.
It's like explaining your return policy or something. It's like, hey, can't take it back. But at the same time,
I kind of like it that way because, okay, first of all, we cut to a flashback of Lisa telling young baby Chris that Daddy can't hurt them anymore, and when you care about someone, sooner or later they'll hurt you. So it's better that you hurt them first, and that's the end of the flashback. So knowing that, the way Chris says it, not trying to be crazy, I'm crazy now. It's like. It kind of works because this is just the way he's been brought up. So this is all he knows. It's not like he suddenly snaps and becomes crazy. This is just him explaining hey, hey, we're gonna have meatloaf tonight, but we have to kill you because you're gonna hurt me first, and this is just the way it is.
I guess
very like Mercy Christmas was. Think about that family. It's just the way they were.
I get it, but at the same time, it seemed like he was trying to be crazy.
Maybe.
And it just wasn't happening.
Oh,
because his face is sweaty now too. He's like all.
Well, he's fat. He's
fat.
He's got the fat sweat.
This is Halloween night. This is a
Hey, us fat people sweat easily. It doesn't take much for us to sweat.
But even the way the lighting was done, it just seemed like it was the crazy. This is where he gets a little crazy, but it just was, like you said, very matter of fact. And if they did think of it that way, if they thought this is just the way he is, then bravo to them. But I don't know if they had that much foresight.
Yeah, I don't know either. It could. It's a great. It could go either way between what you said and what I said. I don't know. It really. Who knows? Chris looks to his mom and says, "Remember, you said it would be quick, right?" And Lisa goes over to this blood-covered table with all these various murder weapons and instruments.
Yeah, it's the classic horror movie reveal of weapons.
Yeah, I mean there's the machete
put down
and
the
saw and
there's the hatchet and
then she's adding to it. Here's a hatchet, here's a knife, here's a giant meat cleaver.
Yeah, she's just adding all the pieces, showing them off.
So Chris pulls the tape off Paige's mouth and again tells her sorry that it just has to be this way. She pleads with him while starting to work her hands free from her binds behind her back. Chris reassures her that it won't hurt much and it'll be over real quick. He tells her that he's still crazy about her and then kisses Paige. Paige then bites into his lip, pulls back, and literally rips his lower lip off of his face.
Yeah.
She gets out of her binds and goes all like Black Widow from the first Avengers. She like breaks the chair like over Chris, like the whole chair escape.
So he's like screaming and like holding his mouth. And mind you, Bunny is only a few feet away.
Yeah, same room.
So during this whole time, when he's screaming, when it gets his lip ripped off, she's struggling to get out of the chair, gets out, is able to get out of her binds. It takes a while, grabs the chair and smashes it over him.
Yeah.
This all takes a good minute or two.
Yeah, and Bunny must just be standing there watching all this.
Just like, oh, my fucking son.
Like, fucking idiot. You fat fuck. Anyway, Bunny grabs her bat, swings it at Paige. She dodges out of the way, but the bat cracks Chris upside his head, knocking him over. This gives Paige a chance to run away. Now, it turns out that when Chris fell, he impaled himself on like a broken chair leg.
Yeah, so he's had his lower lip bit off, smashed with a chair, smashed with the baseball bat, and fell back into the broken debris and impaled through the back coming out of his stomach.
Her stomach. Lisa kneels down next to her dying boy. She removes her mask, and we see that her face is all fucked up now for some unknown and never explained reason.
Looks like it's burned.
Yeah, it's like all dark and like,
but
what
it's almost
the hell?
like pink. It's almost like Tommy Lee Jones and Two-Face and Batman Forever.
It is. It's like pinkish. Like, is it bloody? Is it burnt?
What is going
raw?
on?
Like, what's happened?
And since we're talking about Bunny and her taking, like, she's wearing the mask. Okay, the mask is cool, but at the same time, why isn't this bitch talking?
Yeah.
Why isn't she saying a word?
Yeah, she's not like, oh, Chris, honey, baby.
She like cocks her head and nods and does things like that, but she never speaks.
And she clearly speaks in the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
And she has a son.
Why is she burned?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what happened to her face? Like,
we're missing a huge part of her story.
It's never explained. And I kind of want to know.
Right.
Like, I like this killer. I like this concept. Like, I want to know, like, did she go absolutely batshit crazy and like burn her own face, or what happened?
Yeah.
What is going on in this girl's life?
What's up with Bunny?
What's up with Bunny? So, anyway, it's never explained. We don't know. Chris tells his mom that he loves her, and then he dies. Lisa puts the mask back on, goes after Paige. She finds Paige banging on a door, trying to get it to open while screaming for help. Lisa swings a hatchet at Paige, narrowly missing her, but getting the hatchet stuck in the door. Paige kicks Lisa right in the vag and runs off.
Sweet vag shot.
Yep. Whap, whap. Now the cat.
The cooter kick.
The cooter kick.
The pussy pop. The cunt crunch.
Jeez. Pussy punt?
Pussy punt. I like that one. The pussy punt.
Now the cat and mouse games begin. So, she hides her look, blah, blah, blah.
There's actually a pretty cool shot of her running when they show Paige running away from Bunny and Bunny's in pursuit. And, like, she's running past all these, like, beams. And it's almost a strobe. The lighting is coming from the ground up. It's almost not necessarily a strobe, but it's like a strobe-like effect. And it just looks cool.
Yeah.
It's a good-looking shot. I really liked it. Again, she's in her bare feet, and she's running. And, it was a cool shot. I was like, God, you fuck up so much stuff, but then you do cool stuff like this.
I know. I
don't know where I'm going with this.
Exactly. I feel the same way. 100. Yeah, totally. So Paige is hiding while Lisa's looking for her, thinking that she's safe for a while. Paige stands up and starts to back away from her hiding space, but of course she backs right up into Lisa. Paige screams, falls to the floor in front of a bunch of broken glass. She does grab a shard of broken glass before she starts to like kind of backwards backpedal away from Lisa, who's standing over her with a hatchet. Paige begs and pleads with Lisa to stop, then drops the bombshell that she's preggers with Chris's baby.
I'm pregnant with Chris's baby.
And I'm gonna name it after Chris. This causes Lisa to pause. Paige goes on to say that Chris didn't know, that she just found out yesterday, and she's gonna name it after Chris. Lisa lowers the hatchet and approaches Paige. She kneels down in front of Paige, feels her belly.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna be a grandma.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a mama.
Sweet.
Great. So Paige then stabs Lisa in the neck with a shard of glass. This seems to cause Lisa's head to just fucking explode, given the amount of blood that gets dumped on Paige. Because it's just like a little. It's like, granted, it's a shard of glass going to your neck, and it would bleed. But Jesus, it's like they just again took a 5-gallon bucket and just threw it at her,
all over her tits,
all over them titties,
all over the tits.
It's
like a blood money shot on her tits. It's so funny because she does stab her, stands up and like Marshall says, just sploosh.
Like I expect some blood, and even if you pull like, especially if you pull like the blood the shard out. And it would make the blood explode, but she doesn't. It just stab, leave it in there. It's like a gallon of blood. Just it's literally from the angle. It looks like Lisa's head might well just exploded all over her.
And it's so funny because the actress Paige like reacts so like when she gets hit with that blood, she's just because it's so much.
It's so much. So Lisa now reels back, giving Paige a chance to crawl away. Lisa pulls out a large knife from the laces of her corset. Which again, kind of like that. I mean, because it works. Sure. It makes sense. You could totally do that. And she stabs Paige in the back.
She's falling forward. Seems like she's on her last.
Yeah, because Lisa,
she's on her last leg. She's having her last gasp, and she's like, "I'm gonna get her before I die." She falls down, and she doesn't quite get her. She gets her on the side,
kind of like a kidney area.
Yeah, kind of like
it's still in the back, but kind of side back.
Yeah, but she kind of like in her last breath falls forward, stabbing, and falls on the ground.
Yes, and
seemingly dead.
And then she seems to die. Paige struggles, but is able to pull the knife out of her back and screaming in pain. She looks over, sees the hatchet on the ground, but she has to crawl over Lisa's body to get the hatchet, which she does. She crawls over the body. Once she gets the hatchet, Paige stands up, looks at Lisa dead on the floor, but then turns to walk away. But of course, she gets grabbed around the ankle by Lisa.
You know Bunny ain't dead.
Bunny ain't dead. Paige screams like a fucking banshee here, spins, and begins just to hack the shit out of Lisa.
Right in her face.
Shit, and it's brutal looking. Like, blood's flying everywhere. Paige is screaming, and she's hacking away. It's pretty brutal. It's actually pretty...
Blood's flying everywhere.
It's a good looking
quick
ending.
Editing shots. It's like face, hack, Paige, blood, hatchet, face.
Then blackout, roll credits.
Yeah.
After the first few credits roll, we cut back to Paige standing over Lisa's dead and hacked the shit body. Paige looks down, says, "Hail to the queen, bitch," and then spits on Lisa and leaves.
Just seems so out of character.
Thank you. I said the same thing. Like, okay, I get you're trying to get that that one-liner, but like, that is not Paige's character. She has had nothing that make her seem like that at all this entire movie.
Like a sweet, good person.
Yes.
And yes, she had to do some horrible things to stay alive, but then all of a sudden she's like, "Bow to the queen, bitch."
Yeah.
Like spits.
I'm expecting Triple H to bow to the king theme music to play.
Yeah, I'm expecting like her pyro to go off in the background or something.
Fucking Motorhead's playing in the background.
I was just like, what the what?
It's the weirdest. Yeah,
it's so shift.
Like it's such a shift. It didn't make.
Like
I didn't like it either.
Rick all of a sudden.
Yeah, I did not like it at all. Anyway, she spits on Lisa. She leaves.
And you think that would be okay? That's the cutscene.
You think it, but no. Nope. Now we get
the longest
mid-credit, post-credit sequence ever. It's basically its own short film.
It's like the third act.
Yeah, it really is.
It is
more like a fourth act. Yeah, really. We cut to 1 year later, and I'm going to give you this in painstaking detail because we had to watch this in painstaking, and you'll see about 80% of what they show us didn't need to be shown at all.
Oh shit.
So we cut to 1 year later. Paige wakes up in bed after having a bad dream. She gets up, checks her phone, and goes to the bathroom. She rinses off her face, goes back to the bedroom, strips off her PJs.
And this is when
off
I'm like,
camera.
Yes.
And
thank God, here we go.
And she goes back to the bathroom to take a shower. I'm like, yeah, finally, here's the payoff.
Here we go.
Fuck you. We still don't get to see her naked or those beautiful, bouncy bosoms of bodacious. I ran out of B words, but tits.
Yeah. It's so weird. They show her getting in the shower, and it's like she's shaving her legs, and she puts her arms up, and I'm like, her armpits are kind of hairy.
We don't see her naked, but we see her shaving her legs and shaving her armpits. I'm like, really? That's what we get to see?
That's what we get to see? No, not even a butt, not even a side boob.
Not even side boob.
You fucking asshole.
I know.
God damn it.
So she finishes up the shower, turns off the water, gets out, puts on her robe, goes to her baby's room. So yeah, she's giving birth to the baby. She goes to her baby's son, picks him up out of the crib, gives him a hug, puts him back in the crib, goes to the kitchen to get a bottle. Her phone rings. She answers it. It's her mother. They talk about how she's doing, if she's still doing okay after a traumatic experience, if she's still having those nightmares. She says, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Mom says she's leaving the store. I'll be over in a few minutes. Paige's like, okay, cool. See you then. Then we watch Paige feed her baby. The doorbell rings. She puts the baby back in the crib, goes to answer the door nervously. She's like, hello, Mom? Hello? Hello? Is that you? On the way, doorbell rings a second time. And then knocking starts. So, somebody's getting really antsy out there. Paige opens the door and it's just two kids trick-or-treating. Oh. She gives them each some candy, closes the door. By the way, who the fuck trick-or-treats at like 8 in the morning?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Because I thought about that, like, wait a minute. I get it's Halloween night a year later, trick-or-treat, but it's like 8 in the morning.
It seems way too early.
Nobody's trick-or-treats 8, even on a Saturday. And nobody trick-or-treats 8 Halloween morning.
These are little kids. Little.
Unaccompanied by an adult. They're like maybe 6 to 8 years old at most.
Dude, that's
at most.
One of them has got to be like 4.
I don't think 4, but I'd say 5.
No, it's a little fucking kid.
5 to 8, somewhere in there. But like no adult. I'll buy himself sugar-free. Apparently, 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't get it. It makes no sense. Anyway, she gives me candy, closes the door. As soon as the door closes, doorbell rings again. This time she answers it, and she sees her mom standing there.
Looking stunned.
Mom doesn't move or say anything, and after a moment, the mom falls over dead with a knife in her back. And standing behind her is Chris, still looking like a fucking dope.
Dun, dun, dun.
Chris says to Paige, I guess we're even now. Paige drops the candy bowl and runs.
Yeah, they show her drop the candy bowl in slow motion.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you... Okay.
Yeah. Chris pulls a knife out of the mother's back, goes after Paige. He grabs her by the ankle, says to her, this is going to hurt... Or, I'm sorry, by the neck. He grabs her by the neck, says to her, this is going to hurt a lot. But Paige knees him. The old knee move again. That's her go-to.
The old ball buster. The old... Dick Docker.
The penis punisher.
Penis punisher. There you go. Yeah.
Chris buckles in pain, drops the knife. So he grabs a candlestick and bashes her over the head with it, knocking her out. He then goes into the baby's room, picks up the baby, says to it, don't worry, Mama won't hurt you anymore. Paige wakes up, looks up, screams, no! Blackout, roll the rest of the credits and butt rock. That's Bunny.
What?
Yeah. What the fuck was that?
That's how the movie, like, there's still shit going on. It's like the movie Quit Watching Us. Like the movie Quit Us. Quit the viewer. It's like, she's still there. She's still fighting. She's still, it's like, and then it's like, nah, we're done. It's like, fuck you. It's like, we didn't stop watching the movie. The movie stopped us.
It's like, does Chris kill her? Does he kill the, I mean, I get that, okay, he's taking the baby, but like, I guess he has to kill her in order to do that. Yeah. Isn't she just going to go,
she's not just going to lay on the floor and say no. Yeah, she's going to get up and keep fighting.
It's almost as bad as the ending to fucking Playing with Dolls. Yes. Where it's just like, mixing this blackout. What?
I'm just, what?
Yeah, I hate this. Like I said, 80% of that post-credit thing doesn't need to be seen.
No.
You don't need to watch a shower, feed the baby, go back and forth between rooms like 4 times, do all this shit. Have her wake up with the text message. Her phone could have been what woke her up, and it's been like, Mom, I'm coming over, or Mom's coming over. Okay, great, she wakes up now. Wonderful. Doorbell rings, trick-or-treaters. Okay, good. Doorbell rings again, Mom's dead, in comes Chris.
There you go. Cock teased this so much with that shower scene. Such a fucking tease. Because I know I wanted to see them titties so
fuck yeah, I did.
Bad. And then when they fucking do the shower scene, I'm like, it's redemption time. And no, why did you do that?
This is our payoff for watching your whole movie. We sat through your movie. We're here. Here's like here's the cheese at the end of the maze, if you will. But nope, you're right there, and they pluck that cheese out right before us rats get to it, and like, fuck you. Here's some moldy tofu or something.
Fucking fuckface.
Yeah,
motherfucker. Fuck that guy.
And speaking of the ending, like, to me, just don't. I'll talk about later when we wrap up on our final thoughts. I'll try and remember to it. Anyway. That's Bunny, guys. Let's move on to this week's favorite kills.
Don't act like you didn't love it. Favorite kill.
All right. There were actually, I think, some pretty solid, decent kills this week, surprisingly. So, Aaron, what's your favorite kill this week?
I'm going to have to go with Rick. Rick is my favorite kill. I mean, it started off really weak with the throat slit, but god damn did they turn it up again to 11.
Yep.
very Spinal Tap-esque with the decapitation. It's probably one of the best decapitations.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I gotta say it's pretty solid.
He grabs that dick, pulls it out, and just you see it sawing off, being cut off, and then there's blood flying everywhere when it gets cut off.
This is, I think, the first time we've had back-to-back movies with dick severings in it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Oh,
we've had them before, but not back-to-back, I think.
Yeah, there was like 2 or 3 in Bunny the Killer Thing,
I know when he bit the guys off.
He bit the guys off, and then the bunny thing got his dick ripped off.
That's right. The bunny guy's own dick ripped.
Yeah,
there's 2 in that. Yeah,
at least there's 2.
Yeah.
But then he shoves it into his mouth, and that guy, it's like, that's great justice. Like, that's justice for that guy, because he's such a fucking dick, and he's always, fucking women over and all. He's just a fucking tool. So to have that happen to him, that's fantastic. Honorable mention, I guess, is Bunny herself getting killed. I thought was pretty intense.
Yeah, you don't see a whole lot of it, but it's still very intense,
well
very
done.
brutal. It is well done. I'm right there with you. Like, it's hard to not say Rick is the best kill of the movie, but at the same time, I really enjoyed Ashley's kill. I like that double stab in the face. It was done very well. It was done fast. It looked good.
Because you could tell she's got the knife in her mouth and she's kind of holding it, but the editing was well done. It was kind of slick
for that part. Yeah, but then they fuck over that weird shot later.
So
like,
weird. Yeah, I agree. So that one's your favorite?
I don't know. Like, it's hard to argue against Rick's, and I have a history on the show. Like, if there's a decapitation involved, I've normally gone with that one because it's just,
you love the cock.
I love me some cock. But yeah, it's yeah, I think I have to agree that Rick is probably the best kill. Although Ashley is right there with me. Like, Ashley, it's like a 1A, 1B thing for me. But yeah, I guess I'll go with Rick, very closely followed by Ashley. So anyway, there's that. Let's move on to this week's odds and ends.
Not only did they watch these films, they researched them too. Ugh, what is wrong with these guys?
All right, ratings. IMDb gives it a 3.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, it's not even on the site. And Amazon gives it a 2.4 out of 5.
That's pretty low.
That is low. Plot keywords, there were 32.
Yeah.
I didn't write any of them down because I didn't feel like it. I'm thinking about, because none of them were really funny. They're like bunny, killer, machete, blah. There was nothing fun or odd. Yeah. And so I'm thinking about weeding out the plot keyword bit from here on out. I'm not
really.
I'm thinking about it.
I like plot keywords when they're fun.
When they're fun, yeah, but like we're not getting them all the time. So, and honestly, it hasn't been so much fun since we haven't had our panty lovers. Like when we had on that streak of the panties, it was funny. Like it was like oh my god. But now it's like, and this would have been a good one. Like great not to see, but there's definitely panty shots in this movie.
There are, yeah.
Anyway, moving on, trivia. Like you said earlier, nothing. I didn't really have anything for trivia.
It's filmed in Kentucky.
Well, there you go. There's our trivia. It's filmed in Kentucky.
In Tuckers. out there in Tuckers. And you can tell there's a little bit of Southern accent going on there. There's definitely some. It comes and goes. It's kind of funny. Kind of like what I'm doing right now.
Alrighty. Well, unfortunately, that does, however, we do get to play the budget game.
They spent how much? The budget game.
So that's 2 weeks in a row we're moving into the budget game. So that's cool.
Bring it.
Yeah, Aaron, you won last week. Not just one, but you crushed it. You would have won both showcases on the dot. So, all right. What do you guess is the budget for the 2013 independent movie Bunny?
Well, independent film. The chicks were pretty hot.
Yeah.
So I imagine they paid him. Or not. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, at this level, Mob, I don't consider much people getting paid a whole lot more at this point, just doing it for a resume and for love.
Yeah, I think that's a good point because it was a full length, but it's like I think, like you said, it's a resume builder.
Yeah.
And the fact that the main actress, did not show off her boobs, maybe that she was planning on trying to become an actress. Actually,
maybe.
Who knows? Yeah. Plus, the actress did suck. They didn't have a lot of location. I'm going to say it was pretty low. I'm going to go $5,000.
Okay. Your guess is $5,000.
But I'm fucking way under or something.
Your guess is slightly over. Estimated budget $2,000.
No, $2,000.
Estimated. It's not an official number. So I don't think it's 2000. I don't think.
I thought I was lowballing it with 5.
I think 5 is probably. I'll give you the win. I'll give you the win this week.
Woohoo!
Anyway.
2 in a row.
2 in a row.
2 in a row.
2 in a row.
I thought I was going way low with 5. You're saying 2000?
Yeah, they're saying 2, but I don't buy that necessarily.
Yeah, that's crazy low.
Yeah,
that's like pork chop low.
Pork chop was 3, and even that was. But that had more locations and more. Well, not really locations than woods. But I don't know. The effects. Some of the effects were good.
Yeah.
But then others sucked. So I don't know.
Again, the effects were decent. I mean, so that's why I'm like.
So I don't know. Take it for what it's worth. It's the number. It's what I found, and it does say estimated, so it's not an official thing. So I don't know. It is what it is. But either way, I'm giving you the win this week.
Sweet.
So that brings us to this week's 5-star reviews.
These special movies have a place in these special people's hearts. 5-star reviews.
All right. There are 58 total reviews
on
Amazon. 17% of them are 5-star, with 48% being 1-star.
Ooh.
Starting off with our 5 stars from Rob Veet. Totally love this movie. A gory fun trip down the bunny hole. Definitely worth checking out. 5 stars. Alicia M. De Los Reyes. Douchebag deserved what he got. All the guys were asses. Great performance. Awesome effects for a low-budget movie. Always prefer practical effects. Love the ending. 5 stars.
Preach, sister.
From Spike. Great movie. Lots of gore and plot. Was just awesome. And so was the location of the film. I have to admit, I didn't see the end coming. Then you're a fucking moron, Spike.
Yeah, no
didn't
shit.
see that coming, but 5 stars. And lastly, from Amazon user, I watch a lot of independent horror movies, so you know it's off to a good start when you got those guys who are bragging on how much they watch horror movies. So I'm used to seeing a lot of lighting, sound, and story issues, but this film had none of those and far exceeds the expectation of a practically no-budget horror film. The twist and story are strong and intriguing. The character development is a selling point. Fuck you, there's no development. Nobody has a character. Nobody goes on a journey and finds themselves. There's zero development.
We talk so much about how there's no development. You start off with a character who's an asshole at right at the beginning and an asshole all the way through.
There's zero development
There's
here.
none.
Anyway, and you can tell the writer-director thought through every aspect of this film. I could watch it over and over and would likely continue to find nuggets of information to help me put the entire puzzle together.
Oh.
Well thought out, profoundly written, and incredibly well put together. You won't regret this selection. 5 stars.
I bet you that's the fucking writer-director.
Probably is.
He's just made it, what is it, a Spike? Was it? He just made up a name?
No, Spike was the one before
okay.
that.
All right.
This was just Amazon user.
Oh, perfect. Even better.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah.
A journey, a development.
Profoundly written. There's nothing profound about this.
Watching it over and over, looking for little nuggets. This isn't like some fucking Quentin Tarantino, like, little Easter eggs.
It's not like
and shit
Seven or Inception or where's some other, like Murder on the Orient Express,
just little pieces that you pick up here. Oh, I didn't like The Usual Suspects or something. Jesus.
Yeah,
Christ.
it's like no, there's nothing here.
Oh, look, the Hulk Hogan character's mustache is falling off a little bit more here. I wonder if that means something.
That means he's tilting to the right, which means his political views, he's right-leaning, and that means that's why he won't take Ashley back to have sex with the guy who's already in a relationship with somebody else, because that's against his beliefs, and that's what that means.
It's right there, man.
It's right there. How do you not see that? Like, yeah. Anyway, so 1-star reviews from Kuwabara. I don't know. How should I put it? It was like a group of aliens who had no concept of how humans really talked or interacted, wrote a script, and gave it to a second group of aliens who also had no concept of how humans really talked and interacted to act out. The cinematography was only slightly subpar for B-movie standards, as were the effects, but the writing and acting were so agonizing, it was just no fun to watch. 1 star. From Vic T. Middle school mentality at work here. If the people involved with this project are really trying to break into the entertainment industry, they would have been wise to have used aliases in the credits. 1 star. From Lame. Wow, this movie sucked. At least they found somebody to make a good-looking graphic for the box art to give the impression that the budget was a little higher. 1 star. And from Functional writes, this movie takes Crappy to new depths that yet have This movie takes Crappy to new depths that have yet to be rivaled. 1 star. So that's that. So that brings us to our conflicting views here. What are our opinions? Final thoughts, Aaron?
I gotta admit, I'm a little torn. I'm kind of on the fence here a little bit. Because we've watched a lot of movies lately that have been a little bit more fun, a little bit more lighthearted, and that's the kind of horror I like, know. It's like, if you're going to watch a B horror movie, you better bring the fucking fun, too. You better make it a fun movie. That's what I like. I like fun movies, right?
Yeah, well, who doesn't like fun movies?
And I know this is a horror movie, and they go pretty much just for the horror aspect. They don't seem to have too much fun. There's a little jokes here and there. There's little attempts at humor, but it's so few and far between. That's not what they were going for at all. They weren't going for any camp at all.
No.
So, okay, I got to put myself in that mindset. It's just a straight-up slasher horror flick. And I'm torn because they did some things good and they did some things really bad. Mm-hmm. And I think it just smacks of inexperience, perhaps. And if this is their first feature film, it's not that bad. They really didn't do that bad of a job. But the acting was so bad, too. And the writing wasn't very good. I'm very torn because the things they did good, the gore, the kills, some of the shots, some of the cinematography were good. The gory kills, we talked about those. The killer in the background and the phone. The girl running away. Like there's just some cool shots.
Yeah.
But then you also have some sound issues. You have, just bad writing, bad acting. That weird scene that we talked about with where she's like, I can't go on anymore.
That weird editing.
I felt like something was really missing there. They had a scene that they cut out and didn't put in. Plus the ending. God damn it, the ending. The movie just stopped. Just quit us. Stopped letting the viewers watch. And that's not closure. That's, God damn it. That shit pisses me off. So I'm going to have to say it's so bad it's scary. Okay. But, man, it's still worth a watch, I think. And it just barely gets so bad it's scary. Just because that's something that could have been fixed. I mean, maybe this is your first time editing a film or putting it together. Maybe this is one of your first times attempting, writing and stuff. But to have it end that way, and that's the thing that just gets me. That's the part that I fucking hate that. I don't like being, left with my dick out and nothing happening. I'm just like, oh, it's over. Just fucking finish the movie. For whether I like it or not, it's not an ending. And that's the only reason I'm going to have to say so bad it's scary.
You make some really good points. I agree with you on many of those points. I, too, hate the ending. I think if you're going to watch this, cut it off as soon as she hacks up Lisa, just turn it off.
Yeah.
And just let that be the ending.
That's a great point.
And I'm great. Like, I'm good. I'm like, okay, great ending, done, closure, move on.
Yeah.
Don't need the rest of this shit. On the other hand, though, I'm saying so bad it's good.
I can see it.
There's something about this movie that I enjoyed. But you're right. It sucks. It's a bad movie. The writing's awful. The acting's atrocious. Everything about it screams horrible. But I liked it. The kills were surprisingly good. And honestly, I really dug the sexy bunny killer aspect.
She was a cool
different.
Killer.
It was neat. I love the bunny with that white mask on. Very for gamers, very for people who play the game, very Huntress from like Dead by Daylight-esque. You don't know what I'm talking about, but gamers out there will. Granted, she's a much sexier version of the Huntress, but that's basically what you're getting. And I liked it. Like, I want to know more about Lisa the Bunny Killer.
And why is she wearing the mask?
Why is her face fucked up all of a sudden?
Why isn't she speaking? Why isn't she communicating in any way? I mean, I get the silent killer.
Yeah, I get
part,
that. Yeah.
But when
when Chris is dying in front of her,
boy is dying, she's just cocking her head to the side.
She does take her mask off, but she doesn't say anything. She doesn't kiss them goodbye. She doesn't hold them. She is
seemingly fucked up and scarred.
Exactly. That's the biggest question. But I know I like the concept. I like the killer. I loved Paige. I'm infatuated with her.
There's only two reasons I love Paige.
But yeah,
it's her acting and her hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. But everything else, but you said that, yeah, good kills, but then they fuck it up in spots. There's great moments of like where you see some real promise and good stuff, and then they just turn around and shit the bed the next scene. It's like, what's going on here? Mm-hmm. But with all that said, I'm probably trying not to say everything you've already said, but I'm just gonna say it's worth a watch. It is short, especially if you don't watch the post credits.
Yeah,
it cuts out another 10 minutes off this movie. So it's like an hour, 10 minutes long.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. It is a short movie. And, honestly, I wasn't bored.
No.
I was never really bored.
I mean, there's times where you think to drag. Yeah, but every movie has that slow point, and but it's not the worst we've seen. I still enjoyed it. I like the concept. I think,
and honestly, I probably would have said so bad it's good had it not completely fucked it up with the ending.
I get it. The ending is horrible.
I feel
agree,
like that's not a matter of inexperience. That's not a matter of like being a rookie. That's a matter of just fucking over the audience.
As an audience, you can fix that by just cutting it. Once you have to leave, just end it and say, boom, there's your ending.
But I've already seen it. It's the rabbit's out of the hat.
Right,
you
but
know?
like
the bunny's out of the hat.
But if you ever watch a game, you're like, okay, I can stop here and like that's the ending I'm going with. That's the ending I choose to end with.
So it's like you're gonna have your alternative endings.
Yes, you're gonna make it alternate. Like that's the true ending. I don't watch any post credit stuff. Is bullshit. Don't watch it. Doesn't make. It's not canon. Who knows?
So you're gonna clue this shit. Yeah. This is how it could have happened.
Yeah.
But what about this?
No, but okay. There it is, guys. That's Bunny with an I. Bunni.
Watch it for yourself.
Watch it for yourself. Judge for yourself.
Yeah, judge for yourself. Because I gotta admit, I was just really on the fence with it.
Anyway, I liked it. We both had some doubts. That's it. We said our piece. We're rambling. We'll be back next week with another horrible horror movie. So in the meantime, guys, watch more horror movies. And remember to always keep it tight.